Hi folks, so this video is actually answering a query that I got over on my main channel, Miss Lowe. So if you found me or my content through Miss Tillington, who is having a run around in the wheat field at the moment, then do go and check out my main channel, Miss Lowe. I had a query from someone who said, why am I using a choke chain on my dogs? So I have 4 dogs, Tilly, Bella, Poppy and Jack. They're all different breeds, different sizes. 3 of them are old now, and Tilly's the only one who's a young and boisterous dog. She's just turned 4. I don't like the term choke chain. It implies that you are choking your dog. And if you use a choke chain, or I call them a slip chain, if you use it incorrectly, then you do cause some choking to your dog, or at least restriction of the airways. So in this video, what I'm going to do is just to show you how I use a slip chain, what I use a slip chain for, and it isn't training. I'm not promoting the use of slip chains for anyone. I'm just explaining why I use them and how I use them without cruelty, without danger, and just to kind of highlight some of the issues really. So yeah, let's get into it. So I've got a long line, there we go, and I tie it around my waist so I've got both hands free. If I'm filming, that's useful, but also I have 2 hands free to do whatever I want with the line. It's a multi-purpose line. I can actually attach it to a regular lead. There's a train going by there. And on the end of it, I've got my slip chain. That's the setup. I'll show you how I use it on Tilly now. So we've got Tilly waiting to put her lead back on. So we have one end of the chain attached to the lead. So what we do, I don't know if I can do this one-handed, we slip the chain like so, so that we have the chain that can move around like so, and we just slip it over her head. And she walks in front of me actually, but when I need her to walk close to me, I use the command heel and she goes on my left side. So what it means is the line is always loose, like so. When she moves, the chain can release freely. It's always placed low down on her neck, so that would be her shoulder. The way in which this can be used in a cruel manner, which I find horrible, is when you use the chain as a training aid and you use it high up on the neck, so it's literally kind of, you know, where your Adam's apple would be, I guess, up under the ears, and you're using the chain like that to train them to heel. Now, I've never done that, and that's, I think, the main objection that people have with these chains. And some people just don't know how to put them on correctly. So if you put it on the wrong way round, so to speak, it won't do that release mechanism, and therefore you're going to get a persistently tight hold around the dog's neck, which is obviously not what you want. So as we're walking, Tilly, if I just let her go, she'll walk in front of me to the full length of the line, but it's always loose because Tilly knows she's on a line and she just stays and does her thing in front of me. Now, let's say, for example, I saw a dog and I wanted to put Tilly under a little bit of close control while we pass that dog. Sorry about the background noise. It's the main railway line between Scotland and London, so it's pretty busy. Right, so if I wanted to get Tilly into a heel position, I would just reel in the line, so to speak, heel, and she would walk close to me, and the line would consistently stay loose. So that chain is always loose. So she knows she's healing now, so she'll pay attention to me for as long as I need her to, and then I'll just release her, good girl, and then she'll just do her thing in front of me. I wouldn't use this kind of chain for heel training, where a dog is unused to walking on a lead and pulls a lot, and you know, you're using a line or a lead for control to train them into a heel position, because you'd have to be kind of pulling and yanking, and if you make, you know, just small tugs, the pressure on the dog's neck is only for a second anyway. But even so, I can understand why people don't like that use of a tool for training, and I've never used a chain in that way. I only ever put a chain on a dog once he or she knows how to heel. As you can see, Tilly, you know, she's on a loose line at all times. When I was training Tilly to heel when she was a young dog, I actually used a harness, which spreads out the weight. If a dog's pulling, spreads out the weight, depending on the type of harness. So the commenter asked me why I didn't use a harness, and because I don't need to now. When Tilly was a boisterous dog, and she used to wear the harness when she was on walks, and it was always slipping and tighten it and whatever, but this is just easy. It's the most straightforward way to keep a dog on a line for me, without any cruelty or pressure on the dog's neck whatsoever. I'm actually quite nervous about dogs near roads, because I had a dog that died when he slipped his collar as a small Yorkie, so I couldn't use a slip chain on him. You have to kind of think about your dog's anatomy, your dog's needs. And little Basil, he was so small. He had this little tiny collar on, which was like a puppy collar, and he slipped it and he died on the road. So I'm pretty nervous, actually. So I find that the slip leads, the slip chains, give me peace of mind that if something untoward did happen and the dog panicked or whatever, then it at least can't slip this type of lead. I understand people's reticence, is that the right word, when you see somebody using what they term a choke chain. The name itself doesn't sound very nice, but using them correctly with a well-trained dog, you've got absolutely no problems whatsoever. But again, I'm not promoting the use of this type of chain. I think it's down to individual preference, it's down to your dog's needs, it's down to your dog's anatomy, it's down to your dog's level of training. And I just thought I'd address this on the Miss Tillington channel, because this is my dog channel. So it features Miss Tillington, but also feature my other dogs, Bella, Poppy and Jack as well. Hopefully you found this video of interest. Welcome to anybody who has found me through Miss Tillington and who doesn't know me as Michelle. Like I said at the beginning of this video, check out my main channel. It's primarily a vegan channel, but if you're just here for dog content, then stay with Miss Tillington. Plenty more to follow. Bye folks.